It's God's plan for me, and I respect that. It's God's plan for me, and I believe that. It's God's plan for me, and I receive that. But guess what, dog? You know you better believe that. It's God's plan for me, and I respect that. It's God's plan for me, and I believe that. It's God's plan for me, and I receive that. Fikes.
Welcome to Favorite Purpose. I am your host, Jamail, and if it's your first time tuning in, I want to say I'm glad you chose to be a part of the FWP gang, and I hope and pray that you return. To my returning FWP gang family, I am back with Season 2, Episode 4. And so, obviously, you guys see this time, I am here by myself, and just like the good old days where I would just talk to you guys and kind of like let you guys come into my testimony and share a lot of things with you spiritually, right? And so, I just thought that this week would be very fitting for that because I had 3 powerful, episodes come through with my wife, AC, and my brother, Noe. And like I said, I think they shed a lot of light and a lot of perspective on the things that God is doing and in our lives, And so with the people who we decide to, share those moments with, I think it's very key. And so in the month of February, it was very crazy. And to me, I say crazy because there was just a lot of things happening for me personally, and for me spiritually, emotionally, and like especially physically, right? And so me, honestly, I just wanted to come on here this episode and basically just air it out. All right. And just when I say air it out, I mean, it's things that's on my mind. And then I ran across some notes that I had from, 2020. And so I was thinking like, wait a minute, this goes along with my challenge that I'm going to be presenting to you guys here at the end of this episode. You guys stay tuned for that because I want you to get into those challenges that I give you. You know what I mean? And I think they're great for everybody in the community, for us to build that community. They are actually great for us to get to know each other, even better. And I know some people may not want to know strangers all the time. I get it. But like I said, we're not a stranger to Christ. So I really appreciate you guys if you do participate in the challenges. But if you don't, like I said, teach his own. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm just trying to spread the gospel, spread the word, and, and kind of, get the community built. You know what I mean? I'm feeling like that's what my calling is right now. So as I was scrolling through my notes, and I want you guys to kind of bear with me here, I was looking at Psalms 119, 57 through 64. And, of course, like I used to do on just the soundbite side of my podcast. So I kind of want to bring you guys into that process. And I also want you guys to understand that, it's pretty much God's words. And I'm telling you right now, like how you can apply them to your life. Start off with 57 saying, because you have satisfied me, God, I promise to do everything you say. All right. So it's already talking about being obedient. Okay. I beg you from the bottom of my heart, smile, be gracious to me, just as you promised. Okay. We're always talking about God's promises, man. And God, he always keeps his promises. All right. So when I took a long, careful look at your ways, I got my feet back on the trail you blazed. I was up at once, didn't drag my feet, was quick to follow your orders. The wicked hemmed me in. There was no way out. But not for a minute did I forget your plan for me. I get up in the middle of the night to thank you. Your decisions are so right, so true. I can't wait till morning. I'm a friend and companion of all who fear you, of those committed to living by your rules. Your love, God fills the earth. Train me to live by your counsel. That was a message from the Bible. And so that's the version of the message. And I know that New King James Version may say something a little bit different, but it's along the same lines. Same as the NIV version, right? So basically, man, what I'm saying is that you can't drag your feet, okay? Things are going to happen, like, in your life. And honestly, some people decide to blame God, right? And I don't want us to become those people who continuously blame God for the things that he's going to be doing in our life and the things that he will do in our life, right? He always has a purpose for you, and his promises will always be kept. So you have to trust him and be careful, with the way that you are, the way that you're approaching a lot of different situations. I say that because, like I said, God makes decisions for you. And trust me, his decisions are right. Your decisions are wrong. And the reason I say wrong with such like confidence is because we can't do it on our own. We didn't create the heavens and the earth. I'm telling you that right now, we didn't. So, I mean, we know that's the obvious, right? So, it says that your love, God fills the earth. And I'm just trying to fill you guys with so much love. I'm not God at all. You know I'm not God. But what I'm saying is that what he speaks through me to you is very important. Not just to myself, but to everybody that we involve. And so just a little quick story real quick. It's kind of like you got to think about the times where you were upset. Think about the times where you were just unhappy with something. You know, what did you do to remember that, remember your happiness? What did you do to remember your happiness? How did you get out of that situation? Because I guarantee you probably not still upset right now. And if you are still upset right now, then I just tell you to go pray about it. Talk to God about it. Communicate with God about it. Because there's no way you can handle with that being upset alone. And nobody's asking you to do that alone. And that's what I'm telling you. You are not alone. I am here. I keep telling y'all every episode, reach out to me. Reach out to me. I promise you. I have a few people already that do reach out to me, and I talk to them all the time. It's the simple fact that we talk to each other, man, because that's what God placed on our hearts. And it's no judgment with me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to judge you. I mean, I know people going to judge me because, I had the courage to sit here and talk to you. And they had the courage to be like, you know what? This is what God told me to do. Because, like I said, I'm a Christian first, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm a child of God first. But at the same time, it's like, I am still human. So, yes, I do make mistakes. I am not perfect. Like, by a far margin, I'm not perfect. And so, I just want y'all to know that God will always counsel you. But I'm still human. You know what I mean? So, all I'm saying is that because if you go back into Psalms 119 and 57 through 64, I beg you from the bottom of my heart, smile, be gracious to me, just as you promised. When I took a long, careful look at your ways, I got my feedback on the trail you blaze. Like, I mean, he made the path for you, so why must we always be like trying to pick our own path? Like, why are we going to pick our own path instead of just actually being still, being solid, being patient, and letting God work in us and doing his due diligence? Because like I said, at the end of the day, he's writing your story. And yes, you are a participant in that story. But he's writing a story. He already knows what your next blessing is going to be. He already know what you're going to be doing for the remainder of your life or what your purpose is, right? So let's not fight that. And so, let's just be obedient. And let me go ahead and move on to the next one, because this next one is very important. Because it's saying that in Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So when you make it out of these situations, right? And you think about it to yourself. Do you say, man, I did that by myself? Right? Do you say, thank me? Is that something that you say? Like, I have to thank myself for getting myself out of the situation? No, you did not get yourself out of that situation. God brought you through that situation. Yes, he did, move you spiritually and physically out of that situation. But he touched your heart in a way that made you understand that this is no longer for me. And he said this is no longer for you. So, like I said, all things through Christ that strengthens you. You'll see here in a little bit why I was so amazed with notes that I took back in 2020 that, basically came into, play today in 2021. And here we are. We made it to March, right? So we made it to March. Everything is moving and grooving. And so there has been some times where I felt knocked down, or where I felt the pressures of, man, do I even want to keep doing this? Like, I'm just going to keep it transparent with y'all. I told you I keep it open with y'all. Like, do I even want to keep doing this? Like, God, what else is there in store for me, like, outside of this podcast, right? But then I thought to myself, like, hold on. Like, you tripping, man. Like this is amazing. Like, I love the connections I've made so far. I love the way that he's speaking to me. I love the way that I feel, on a daily. I love the way that I make others feel on a daily. Like, it's all the good vibes around here. You know what I mean? And so I said, why am I feeling this way? And it's because Philippians 4:13. And that's why I feel this way. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And you can do the same. And so then I'm going down to James chapter 5 verse 16. It says, therefore confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. And it says the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. Now right there it says confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. Like I said, man, if you go back to those episodes, man, episode 1, 2, and 3 of this season here, you will see just us confessing our sins and just us praying for each other, just us being there for one another, we felt that healing. I can't really tell you exactly how amazed you would be if you would just go ahead and share with somebody. And I mean, I know you don't want people all in your business because I'm a very private person myself, but still, like, you got to think about it, man. If you share your passions for Christ with one another, man, it changes the whole perspective on life. And I'm telling you, the reason I'm telling you that because now you see the struggles of others, and they can really relate to your struggles. And like I said, it's all about a growth pattern, right? And when I say growth pattern, I'm saying the fact that, as a Christian, I do sin sometimes as far as not understanding exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I can, like, in that first Psalm 119, 57 to 64, yes, I was not obedient, right? At some point. Yes, I raised my voice recently. Yes, I've cursed recently. Yes, I mean, it's just one of those things, man. Like, you have to kind of stay consistent. And like I said, I mean, just that healing. It's just the healing process of everything, man. Just dealing, like with James 5 and 16, the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. And so when this particular person in my particular story decided to ask me, can they pray for me? I began to get prideful. But why? Why would I get prideful? I shouldn't be prideful, right? Because like I said, I'm the same way. Like, let me pray for you. But at the same time, I was like, no, I want to pray for myself, and then I want to pray for you. You see what I'm saying? Because you wanted to pray for me. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13 says, no test or temptation that comes your way is beyond the course of what others have had to face. All you need to remember is that God will never let you down. He'll never let you be pushed past your limit. He'll always be there to help you come through it. And so I said all four of those scriptures, when like they go, along with each other, and you kind of just feed into them, into the fact that, living by God's rules is very important. And that in order for you to live by those rules, you have to show strength. And there's strength in numbers, of course. And so that's why I keep talking about this community, because there's strength in numbers. So we need each other. And I just really want to talk about support and positive vibes and how to grow. And so I'm just thinking about no test of temptation that comes your way is beyond the course of what others have had to face. And it's like Jesus has been through it all. And like, we're supposed to be as close to Christ as possible, right? And only thing I could think of is that we actually still face the same things that he faced, and he was strong enough to get through those things, right? And like I said, he paved the way for us, man. And so we have to kind of get ourselves deeply into that word and get rooted in there, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now, man, and we just need to protect each other and share with each other, and honestly, just to keep building relationships with one another. So all you need to remember is that God will never let you down. Never. He will never let you down. And like I said, that broken relationship, that broken friendship, or whatever that you may be going through right now, you may think that is a letdown for you. But actually, God may be removing certain pieces away from your life. And I know sometimes the pieces that are removed from life are the best parts of your life, you feel like, right? But he says, let me take this, I have something even better. But we can't see it, and that's when faith comes in. He says, let me take this, I have something better. But when you start saying, no, I still need this, I still need this, you don't need anybody. You don't need that. You need God, right? And so once you have God, once God is in the center of your heart, then he'll put the people around you that needs to be around you. So don't take offense to it when somebody, has threatened your position, or somebody has threatened your relationship, or somebody has, put it in your mind that, I can't be friends with you, or I can't be friends with this person because you believe in God, or because you talk about God so much, or because, because you drink so much, this and that, or you may have an issue. Like, so what? Some people have issues. People have issues, man. So it's kind of like, that's when God steps in and say, you know what, let me put my hand in this issue and help you, right? So you must be obedient to God. All you need to remember is that God will never let you down. He'll never let you be pushed past your limit. Now let's talk about limits. All right. Now we all have that one friend, right? That feel like they can do whatever or say whatever, and we've been pushed to that limit. We may have that coworker, that boss, that family member who tries to push you to those certain limits. But it says here, he'll never let you be pushed past your limit. So it's not more than you can bear, right? So he's not going to put more on you than you can bear. And that's just what, that's what you need to understand. Like, yes, it is a lot going on right now. Yes, it's a lot on your plate right now. Yes, you may be struggling right now. But guess what? God knows that you are strong enough to handle that. And also, he could just be moving you into another direction. And like I said, that's just maybe his purpose. Let's not say maybe. That is his purpose for your life right now. And so, there's no guarantee you're going to be stuck there. You know what I mean? You have to talk to him about it. He will tell you right there out in the open, just do what you can do today for me. And I guarantee you and I promise you that your future, it is in my hands. And I will do for you more than you're seeing right now. All you have to do is believe. He'll always be there to help you come through it. So I'm letting you know right now that you don't have to do it alone. He will always be there to help you come through it. And let's just count on him. We put a lot of faith in humans. Put a lot of faith in man when man is not the person who created the heavens or the earth. So, I just wanted to kind of come on here today, man, and just, like, I wasn't trying to get too deep into it. I was just more like, that's where, God took me, and that's where my notes took me. I just really want to share something with you guys, so I haven't shared on my own in a while. And so, like I said, this may resonate with some people, this may not. But, I mean, I know it's not our usual. And it's time for us to go ahead and get into, the real conversations that really need to be had. And so, so for March and April, I really got this challenge. And so I really want to bring this challenge to you because I'm excited about it. I told my wife, I said, I want to go ahead and get this next challenge started because January and February we did the 5, 5, 5, and 5 challenge. We did the 5 minutes of prayer, 5 minutes of worship, and then you did 5 minutes of reading scripture, and then 5 days of listening to worship music. So we did that challenge, and like I said, you continue doing that challenge as long as you want to. But like I said, I got a new one for you guys. You guys will probably be seeing it posted on my socials. And so y'all guys go ahead and be looking forward to that. Remember, for the month of March and April. Alright, so here's the first one, the first portion of the challenge. Reach out to 3 people and ask if it's okay for you to pray together. That's the first one. Alright, so it can be an uncle, it could be a family member, it could be a friend. If you able to see somebody that looks familiar and you say, hey man, how everything's going? First of all, catch up with them. First and foremost, catch up with them. And then, tell them, hey, I've been listening to this podcast, it's just examples. You don't have to do it like this if you don't want to, but I'm just saying, like, this is how I would do it if I was going to start a challenge, right? It's like, how you doing? I just wanted to check in with you, see how you doing. I just wanted to know, I was listening to this podcast or whatever, and they have this challenge going on for the month of March and April, and I want to see if I can pray for you. And so, is that okay with you? And then, of course, they'll say yes or no or whatever. But like I said, that's the first part of it. The second part is I want you to read 3 chapters of a certain book per day. So, Matthew, Luke, James, Philippians, 1 Corinthians. I want you to read at least 3 chapters of a book in the Bible, and I want you to do that per day. All right. And then on the back end of that, the third part of that is I want you to choose a book in the Bible and take notes on how it relates to your life and certain situations in your life. And I really want you to jot this down so you can see the comparison, so you can see the idea of what it is like to be, Christ-like, and what it's like to be like Christ. And so you can see like how far off you aren't from those people in the Bible, and you can see how close you are to, you're right there on the cusp of being, like Jesus. So you have to give yourself that ability and give yourself that chance to open your heart up to Him. All right. So like I said, I hope that you guys really get a chance to do this challenge, man. Take it seriously. And like I said, I'm just happy and excited to be able to get this one jumping. I can't release this episode without thanking the many people who have supported me and who have of course reached out to me about the podcast, and people who I actually see a actual change in. So I thank you guys for that, being so supportive. And so I always have to end my episodes with, I hope this message has helped someone today, and I hope that you can share this message with a friend or a family member. Don't hesitate to reach out to me on any of the social media platforms for prayers, suggestions, topics, or things that you may want to hear, interviews, or collaborations. And that goes along with that building community, guys. Thank you for tuning in, FWP Gang. I love you. God loves you. And that's Fikes. Peace. Hey, FWP. Every purpose is for me. FWP. Every purpose is for me.